Hi, everyone. It's me, Sailor Jupiter, Sailor King Rodlita here. And today I'll talk to you about what to do if, the Windows camera app or the Windows shooter tool doesn't work. Now, keep in mind that this only worked for me. It need be not be the answer to your bind. And you're not going to read this anywhere on the interwebs, and you're not going to see films showing you this on Euro, because they will have you go and undo every setting there is and shift every setting on and shift every setting off and undo this. Make something that only should be smooth and not take that much time, take a lot of time. So the first thing is that you're going to need to do, you're going to have to take the tool out of your reckoner. Yeah, that's what you're going to need to do. Because starting it over or shutting it down isn't going to be the answer. And then a lot of folks are going to say, oh, well, see if you got updates. Well, the maker of your web shooter most likely is not giving you any updates. So once you take it out of your reckoner, you're going to want to look it up. I don't know, on Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, whatever you do to look up things on the interweb. And you're going to want to put in Windows Camera app or Windows Shooters tool. When that comes up, that's going to be the first thing that comes up. Go into it, download it. Now, once it's downloaded, you're going to want to have to shift between the inside web shooter, which is always seems to be made cheap and doesn't work as well, or the one you got hooked into your reckoner. Once you made that choose, you then want to go to your microphone settings or your small speaker settings and shift the loudness up to where you want it to be, because it's going to be set low. After that, make your film. If you're happy with how the film was, then you just hail the glitch. Now, like I told you, you're not going to read that on the interwebs or any website, because they'll have you say, oh, well, you need to undo these settings and shift these settings on, and you need to take this out of your reckoner and do this to your reckoner. They're going to have you do all this, unneeded bullshit that's going to take a lot of time. And unless you're taking notes on everything while you're watching these films or reading what it's telling you. And let's say you do all that and that's not the answer. So what I told you is what I had to do last Tuesday morning when the glitch showed up again. So yeah, it worked for me. Now, I know it need be not going to work. There's going to be someone out there that they do that and it doesn't work. Well, I'm sorry if it does not. But it worked for me. And no, I did not make a film. I didn't make a film showing myself doing all these steps. But if you follow all the steps, it should work. Alright? Because it worked for me. And that's the smooth answer to it. And folks will say, well, why do you think the Windows shooter tool, why do you think it had that glitch again? I don't know. I have no thought over why it had that glitch again or why that glitch came back. I don't know. But folks are going to say, oh, you need to update. No. Like I tell you, Smallsoft don't send updates for the for the web shooter tool or the shooter tool that Windows works the web shooter through. They don't. And it's most likely they don't do that. Alright, they don't. And the maker of your web shooter, they don't send updates either for it. So don't think that's the answer. You know? And they'll think, oh, well, maybe the drivers went bad. Well, I guess that's likely. But keep in mind, that's the only thing that you get. And keep in mind, the drivers would only tell Windows this is a web shooter and this is how it works. You know. So that's my answer to how this bind is done. You know, hope you like this film. You know, share it, playlist it, beloved, and I'll see you later.